Hello, welcome to RX Vegan. And today is Sunday and that's my prep day for the week. And I just thought I would give you a couple of minutes of how it works for me. I actually work from a list because I try to do prep, some amount of prep every week. I typically choose Sunday, but it depends on if something's going on Sunday, I'll switch it to another day of the week. And what I do, my goal is to create enough really great, quick and easy food for my fridge and my freezer for that matter, so that the week ahead is much easier. I can throw dinner together, lunch together in 5 minutes. That's my goal. So what I do is I do a couple of things. I plan ahead, decide what grains and legumes I'll cook, and I actually do them from dry in my pressure cookers. You can see them behind me there. They've just been washed up. And so that's like a staple for me. And you can see that I have I've cooked barley. I'll use that to turn it into garlic barley. I'll saute it up with some garlic, and I can turn that into all kinds of things. I can use it for a stir fry. I can use it as a filler for a wrap, or I can just make a Buddha bowl with it. I can. You'll see in a little while that I've got a couple of options for sauces for a Buddha bowl as well. So I've done barley, I've done quinoa. I will turn this quinoa into a big quinoa salad. I change the flavor every week. Usually I try to have a quinoa salad in the fridge. I just find it really easy to grab and go. I can throw it on top of some lettuce that's got a little bit of dressing on it. I can just eat it on its own. It can be part of a Buddha bowl. It's just a really great resource. So I'll use that. And I also get creative during the week. So if I look in the fridge and I find it a bit of a fun challenge, I'll look and see what have I got that needs to be used up, and I turn it into something really great with lots of herbs and spices. And then the other thing I have done, of course, are legumes. I do chickpeas mostly every week because I always make I don't see it. I make hummus. I made a big container of hummus. It must be in the fridge. So every week I make my own hummus because we use hummus on so many things. We used it as a spread for sandwiches. We just use it for crackers. And as you can see, I also cut up tons of veg for the week. That's what I go to when I'm hungry. And I open the fridge and I don't know what to have. Oh, I can grab a bunch of veg. I have a few more here. I'm going to put them all in this plastic container, so I've got easy access in the fridge. I personally love broccoli and hummus as a snack, so there's a quick and easy option for that. And these chickpeas are left over from making the hummus, so I'll put them in a pasta. I'll turn them into some kind of a stew. Depends on what my mood is. I've also gone ahead and made I cooked up some white kidney beans, and I actually turned the white kidney beans into what I call modemus, which is a Lebanese bean dish that is made with onions, lemon juice, hummus, and what else? Some salt, and it's so delicious. Tons of garlic is the big part of it too. It's a really great way for me to get some beans. And as you can see, I've baked 4 baked potatoes, and I'll snack on those for the week. And this modemus on top is delicious, so good. So the baked potatoes also offer me part of a meal, or I'm known to have a baked potato at 10 o'clock in the morning with everything on it from hummus to guacamole is my personal favorite. I just load it with whatever I've got in the fridge. I heat the baked potato up in the oven at about 425 for about 15 minutes, cut it in half, open it up, and they're so delicious. And I pick them up and eat them with my hands, so really great snack. I've also, there's not a lot left, but I also made some nut milk. This is actually seed milk. This is hemp milk. And I made a fair amount of it, but I actually, for a treat this week, I made some tapioca pudding with coconut milk. And I happen to see that I have a can of pineapple in the fridge, in the cupboard, so it's gonna have pineapple on it, and I've got some extra. That's a great dessert as well. So there's another option for the week. And Every morning I have oatmeal. So I make up usually 5 to 7 oatmeals because my son who lives with me also will eat some of them. This one is blueberry lemon, and actually these ones are still part of last week's prep, so that's why they look a little bit different. And what else have I got? Oh, I have a very tiny little bit of vinaigrette. I made myself a salad. It's kind of like on Sundays. Whenever I make anything, I try to double it up so that I can get ahead of the prep schedule. I work on prep sort of off and on all day, and then I'll go at it for an hour and a half or so for a concentrated period of time. And then, as you can see, I've got some dishes to clean up. But this is enough for another salad for the week. I just do a really quick vinaigrette with, this happens to be with lime juice, salt, garlic, and a little bit of really good quality olive oil. And that's one of my favorites. I also made a sauce, and that is it's a lime tahini sauce. I made it with almond milk, lime juice, tahini, garlic, and salt. Blended up my blender, and it's delicious. That will go really well in the baked potato. That would go really well, drizzled on the garlic barley that I'm going to do. It will also work well, I think I said, on the baked potato. Oh, and then I looked in my fridge, and I don't know if you can see, but I had a big, beautiful green cabbage and a purple cabbage. And so I just put on my barbecue while I was doing my prep, and I barbecued them all. I love barbecued cabbage. Cut it into wedges and put it on a nice hot barbecue and keep an eye on it, turn it a couple times. It's so delicious. And I will drizzle this lime tahini sauce on it. It will be so good. So this, I think I've covered everything, and yes, I think I have. The reason these things are in bags, some of the barley, the chickpeas, and the white kidney beans, because I will freeze them. I'm always creating a stockpile in my freezer so that I can, on weeks that I don't have a lot of time for prep, I grab things out of the freezer and do the same thing. I create a fridge that's filled with options that are absolutely fantastic. You don't see here, but I actually have soaked and washed and spun greens. I've got a big bag of kale in the fridge and also a bag of red leaf lettuce. That changes. Sometimes it's Swiss chard, sometimes it's romaine lettuce. So it just depends on what I like. But I also have big bags of washed greens ready in the fridge. It's a no-brainer. It's really, really easy to grab. So I'm looking forward to the week ahead. I hope you are. I'm just gonna finish cleaning up, and then I'm gonna watch the Emmys. I got my fingers crossed for This Is Us and Handmaid's Tale. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my little foray into this week's prep. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments below, and have a great night. See you soon.